So you have hemiplegia, you have aphasia, you have cognitive dysfunction. These are properties, or let me say, they are classic features of stroke. Now, I believe you have heard something about heart attack and everything, so it is not a new thing to you. But do you know about brain attack? Brain attack, I mean, stroke. Stroke is a common word that you know, but you don't really know how it is now. So I'm going to try to explain it in terms of what medical terms. I'm going to try to explain it in a layman language. Let me assume you don't know anything about the biology system. Maybe you are not science student or you are not medical student. Now you have your brain. You know what brain is. You have your brain and you have a blood supply. Basically, anything that is the blood supply is the one that contains the oxygen, the glucose, the anything that you need that can supply the brain with the right resources. So that is why we have the blood supply. So a stroke is the sudden interruption of the blood supply to the brain. When the brain lack the blood supply, you are going to have something we call stroke. So in a layman language, it's basically like when you stop having access to food, when you stop having access to oxygen, you're certainly going to die. Now, when your phone is dead, when your power bank is down, you can simply just plug it and everything will revive back. But in terms of brain, when it's down for little too long, I'm not talking about hours now, I'm talking about minutes. When it is down for minutes, you understand, few minutes, then it cannot come back, because the neurons that make up the brain, they cannot regenerate. That they lose the properties of regeneration. So it means they cannot come up. So I want to make sure that I'm explaining this stroke in less than 30 minutes. I don't want to spend more than 30 minutes explaining stroke in a very simple way. Now we have two types of stroke. We have the first one to be ischemic or stroke. That is, this one has to do with like if there's a blood clot in your brain. There's a blood clot. What is blood clot? Blood clot to layman language is like kind of a blood containing what? Blood. When you are injured, there's going to be a formation of blood clots on the wound. So that one is going to try to be a protective mechanism. But in terms of brain, it's not acting as a protective mechanism. It's going to block the blood supply to the brain, and in so doing, the brain won't have access to oxygen and glucose and everything. You know, the brain is just like about 2% of the total body weight, but need almost 20 to 25%. Let me say 20% of 15% to 20%. Let me just stay on 20% of the blood supply that is being pumped by the heart. So it is very important that the brain, it's like there's access of blood supply to the brain. Now the second one is hemorrhagic. This one is when the blood supply bursts. This one is about 15% of the type of stroke, while the ischemic stroke is a kind of like 85% of the case. You see, that one is very. So in terms of the hemorrhagic stroke, where the blood supply bursts and the blood is just like pumped to every part of the brain, where there's going to be increase in the intracranial pressure. Or this one, let me explain in layman language. So when you have, let's say you have a pipe that is supplying your room, you have a pipe in your kitchen, your bedroom and everything, then suddenly when you are washing the plates, the pipe just damage, you understand, just break. So things like that, the water is going to be pumping to every part of the house. So at the point, the whole room is going to be flooded and everything. The same thing for brain. So when the blood supply to the brain, like the blood vessels and everything is not damaged, there's going to be blood supply to every part of the brain. Like blood is going to be pumped to every part of the brain, and there's going to be pressure in the head. Now the thing is that there are different forms there are other mini stroke where you are going to experience it, but because you are not paying too much attention to it, you will not actually like try to treat yourself. Now, who are the people that are more likely to have stroke? If obesity, base set of people, if you are not exercising, you are not doing exercise, maybe you just wake up in the morning, press your phone, TikTok and everything. Be careful with your health. Or maybe you are a smoker, that can actually cause an issue too. So that can actually cause blood clotting and everything, and it's going to block blood supply to your head. Now I'm going to leave you with this. If you are a legacy builder, you want to do great things, you are looking forward to doing great things, you are doing a very good cause, you are trying to build your life, you are making money, you are saving money and everything, it won't make sense at the end of the day if your brain shut down. When your brain shut down, everything shut down with it, and bygone is bygone. You understand? So please take care of your heads today, and I believe I've explained very clearly to both medical and layman on what stroke is all about and how they have to take action on this. Thank you.